In this video, we'll go over some advice on how to set up a development environment to have the best experience while using Exalate. When we talk about any synchronization problem, it most probably is a complex problem by definition. This is simply because there are so many different moving parts to this problem. There's a source system that probably has a different set of rules, and then there's a destination system that has a separate set of rules, and then of course, there's the message that gets transferred from the source to the destination. So in order to keep a clear head about where your transaction is and at which state of processing it is, I think it's imperative that you set up an environment that helps you maintain that context. How we do it internally is by using group browser tabs. If your browser does not support group tabs, you can have the same experience including different browser windows side by side, one on the left side, one on the right. In any case, in my first browser group, I've got the Jira instance out here. And the first tab I will have open is the Connections tab that basically contains the code of Exalate. Let's just give it a second to load up. Right, so that will be my first tab where I keep my scripts. The second tab is usually the Errors tab, so just click on Errors on the left sidebar and open it in a new tab. The third tab that is quite practical is the Sync Queue tab. The Sync Queue has a record of all the transactions that are incoming and outgoing. This one helps you the most in maintaining context, because you can ideally see your transaction being processed from one side, leaving it, and then entering the second pipeline on the destination system. Apart from these three tabs, there is also a fourth tab, the Issue itself. So whatever issue you're looking to synchronize, whatever ticket you're working on, this is what you can keep open on the fourth tab. Let's just open something as an example. So the first tab would be the scripted scripts. The second tab would be an error screen. The third tab, the sync queue, which kind of helps you maintain the context as it tells you all about the outgoing and incoming transactions. And the last tab, which is pretty important, is the actual issue that you're testing these scripts on. So you make a change to the scripts, and then you trigger the change prompt, the Jira ticket, and see what's happened on the other side. And we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Let me just close this browser group so we can concentrate on Azure DevOps for now. The Exalate plugin lives within the extension section out here on Azure DevOps. Give it a few seconds to load up. And once it loads up, we'll do the same thing. So I open the scripts on my first tab, and I'm going to duplicate the browser tab twice. On this one, I'll open the errors screen like I did for Jira, and on the third one, I'll open the sync queue as I did for Jira. On the fourth tab, we'll just keep an issue. This will be the actual issue that I'm working on. Give the tabs a few seconds to open. Let's check the open tabs quickly. So the second tab is the Errors tab, and the third one is the Sync Queue. All right, this is how we usually set up a development environment. So we can make a change to the script in the first tab, look at the errors on the second tab, and maintain context by visualizing the Sync Queue and see where our transactions are. And finally, the fourth tab, we keep the actual issue we're working on open. And the exact same thing goes for the target system.